Tonight, 3 people injured in a shocking concentration lapse on the Burley Griffin Way. Wagga Council rejects 6 applications for more housing next to the Bowman industrial area. The Health Department urged to speed up an expansion of renal dialysis. And tomorrow's new Group 9 coach speaks about his hopes for the young Dragons.
This is PRIME7 News with Natalie Forrest.
Good evening, welcome to PRIME7 News. Also tonight, the state government told council mergers are essential to the future of local government. And what happened at this spot 175 years ago. We'll tell you about a milestone locals would rather forget. 3 people have been taken to Canberra Hospital after a car crash on the Burley Griffin Way. It's believed a ute pulled out into the path of a Mazda hatch east of Harden this morning. It's the 3rd time the South Care helicopter has been called to a local crash in the space of a week.
The South Care helicopter's getting a workout this week. It flew to the Burley Griffin Way this morning to pick up a woman with serious injuries to her leg and back. She was driving this car. Paramedics drove the passenger to Canberra Hospital along with the driver of this ute.
3 people were injured. There was only 3 occupants in the 2 vehicles, so yeah, all parties were conveyed.
It's believed the ute pulled out into the path of the white Mazda. You can see the impact by just looking at the remains of this car.
Look, at this stage, obviously investigations are continuing. It is pretty early days, but obviously it does appear that one vehicle has come out of McMahon's Reef Road, and while another vehicle is travelling east on the Burley Griffin Way, obviously had the right of way at that point in time. So
the woman remains in a serious but stable condition. Miley Hogan, PRIME7 News.
A Victorian man has lost an arm in that crash which blocked the Newell Highway yesterday. Police say it looks like fatigue was a factor. The 59-year-old man's Holden Captiva drifted into the path of a fully laden B-double just north of West Wyalong. An off-duty nurse at the scene gave first aid, including a tourniquet on the man's severed arm. He's now being treated in Canberra Hospital. His wife was treated for minor injuries and the B-double driver was unhurt. Residents on Cartwright's Hill are angry. They've again been blocked from developing the area. Wagga City Council has refused 6 applications for residential lots in the past month. But the council's also facing legal action from Wagga's largest employers, trying to stop any more homes nearby. An independent review of local government says council mergers are essential and has called for an end to the state government's policy of no forced amalgamations. The local government review panels released its final report calling for boundary changes, larger regional councils and incentives for smaller councils that agree to merge. It's identified these councils as being of high merger potential. It says Gundagai, Harden, Borrowa, Urana and Temora should all merge with a neighbour. And the panel suggests grouping councils into a joint organisation with shared responsibility for roads, water and planning. Golden Fields and Riverina Water would become part of this joint organisation. The state government is seeking more public feedback on the recommendations over the next 2 months. Now we turn our attention to the weather, and here's Maddie with the details.
Thanks, Nat. We've been seeing some lovely school holiday weather at the moment, and we can expect to see more of it tomorrow, as well as we do continue to be affected by a high pressure system that's sitting across New South Wales and Victoria. Now, temperatures over the next couple of days will get a little bit warmer with those warmer winds blowing down from the northeast. Stick around, all the details for you shortly.
Thanks, Maddie. A local council's been caught short after winning a grant to put solar panels on roofs that don't even exist. More on that next on PRIME7 News. And today marks a tragic milestone for our region. 175 years since the region's only recognised war. Details next. Sports next on PRIME7 News. The Wagga Heat is preparing to build its 2014 squad. Our local tennis stars take it to the Victorians, and how a family link brought tomorrow's new captain coach to the town. We'll tell you more next on PRIME7 News. Tomorrow's new captain coach says he has plenty of NRL knowledge to share with his new club. The Temora Dragons snared the signature of former St George Dragon Michael Henderson this week. He'll start work this month.
He spent his early years in Griffith before stints in the NRL with the Dragons and Titans. Michael Henderson's given up the coastal life to come back to the bush and try his hand at coaching.
Always wanted to come out and always wanted to coach. Didn't really think I'd get the opportunity, being that my wife was from Wollongong and we'd settled in Wollongong. I didn't think I'd get the chance to come out, but I'm lucky enough to have her support to back me and move to the country.
It's been unseasonably cool for January this week, but the heat is on its way back. Up next, we'll check in with Maddie to see just what to expect as we head to the weekend.
Stay in touch 24/7 with PRIME7 News.
What a day it turned out to be today. Aside from a bit of light cloud, it was a lovely and sunny day. Just a light breeze in Wagga, keeping temps that little bit cooler than we were expecting. But hey, you can't really complain with a top of 27 degrees. If you are wondering, Wagga was expected to reach 31 today. Junee was a few degrees cooler than expected as well, getting to 28, 29 in Adelong, and Lockhart was the warmest with the top of 32. 30s today in Grenfell and Temora, 29 in Young after an overnight low of 14. The dam levels have remained steady today. Wangala Dam and Burrinjuck Dam are the same as they were yesterday at 55%. And Blowering Dam is still sitting at 83%. It's going to get a whole lot warmer over the next few days. In fact, by this time next week, most centres will be at least 10 degrees warmer than today. We could see some cloud about tomorrow as this trough continues to affect New South Wales, but the chance of rain is slim to none. Now, as this high does move further out towards the east, we're going to see the warmer winds blowing through, which means by the weekend it should be rather warm across the state. But before we get to the weekend forecast, let's take a look at what's happening tomorrow. And as I mentioned, there will be a bit of cloud around, but the chance of rain in places like Wagga and Adelong is incredibly slim. Wagga should reach a top of 31 degrees. Tumut and Adelong will be much the same. Please don't get too excited about this rainy icon out in West Wyalong, as less than 1 millimetre is predicted. That's if there is any rain at all. The sun will be popping up tomorrow at 6:15 and setting at around 8:15. I hope you like the warm weather, because temperatures are going to continue to climb over the next week or so. 34 and sunny by Saturday, 36 on Sunday. And take a look at this. Wednesday will be hot and muggy, 43 degrees. So Nat, I hope you're prepared for a very warm week ahead.
In the aircon, thanks Maddie. And here's a quick look at the local river heights. The river's fallen at Gundagai and Wagga over the past 24 hours, but it's risen at Narrandera and no change at Tumut. Thanks for your company. National News is next, and we'll be back with news and weather for you throughout the evening on PRIME7. You can also join the conversation online at prime7.com.au and also on our Facebook and Twitter pages. Enjoy your evening. We'll see you the same time tomorrow.